Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit sceducationlottery.com.
Melissa, what did TSA take?
I had like a 9-inch dagger in my backpack. And what happened was I was packing for a trip and my suitcase handle broke. So I grabbed my husband's bag, emptied out, threw all my stuff in there, but didn't know this was in there. And so I go through a TSA and they're like, do you have anything sharp in your bag? And I was like, no. And they're like, well, what's this? And they pull out this knife and they walk me across like all the lanes of TSA, like holding this knife up. And they took it from me. Like they offered, I could either take it back to my car or they would confiscate it. And I was like, keep it. I don't want it anywhere near me. It's not mine. I'm just a mom. I'm just traveling for work. I'm innocent. And about 3 months later, I get a letter in the mail from TSA saying I'm banned for life from pre-check.
Oh, no. That's the saddest news of all.
It's the worst. I know. So, yeah,
there's always
there you
clear.
go.
Well, thank you for sharing that story, Melissa. Sorry you can't travel pre-check anymore, ever.
Yeah, so sad.
Have a great day. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Sam, what got confiscated TSA?
I was traveling to Cuba with my ex-boyfriend, and they tried to take his mom's ashes.
Oh. Were you gonna dump them somewhere in Cuba?
His mom's from Cuba, so we were taking them there to disperse them and kind of bring her back home and stuff. And as we were going through TSA, I didn't speak Spanish, he didn't speak Spanish, and they were trying to ask us what it was because we just had it in one of those boxes. And I didn't know what to tell them, and they were like trying to take it away, and they were going to test it and everything, thinking they were bringing something into the country. And I'm sitting there kind of like with my hands in the air going, I don't know what to tell you, and they're speaking Spanish to me. My boyfriend steps over and gets behind me, and he goes, "Muerte dust." And I go, what in the world? So he told them "Muerte dust," and I was like, oh my God. They put their hands up, they gave it back to me, and they said, keep moving.
Muerte means dead.
Oh,
so he's like, muerte dust.
I know.
Sam, thanks for calling in.
Thanks.
Joanne, what got taken away from TSA?
I was traveling, and I had my little Yorkie with me, and he needed medication. And they were in 2-ounce dropper bottles. And TSA goes, my flight was delayed, and TSA goes, you can't travel with this. I said, they're 2-ounce bottles. He said, I'm sorry, you can't. I said, but I don't understand. I mean, let me give my dog the medicine. He said, absolutely not. I said, all right. He takes it, he throws it away. The police are walking around there. He goes, what seems to be the problem? I said, my flight's delayed, and they want to throw my dog's medicine away. And he's like, what do you mean they want to throw the medicine? I said, he won't even let me give it to him now. The police take it out of the garbage and said, here, have a nice flight.
No, really?
I wonder what was going on with that TSA agent.
He wanted the drugs.
A little miserable. New York, I'm sorry, and I'm from New York.
I couldn't tell.
Well, what are you doing right now?
I am driving to work.
Oh, it sounds like someone's like typing everything you say. Do you hear every time she talks? It's like.
Yeah, I thought you were doing data entry.
No, I'm driving.
Maybe it's like earrings touching the phone.
She's like, I'm also a court reporter, and I'm in court right now.
Should we hear your hoops? Is that what you hear? Your hoops?
Oh, I hear it. Joanne, have a great day. Thank you for listening. Hi, Francine.
Hi. So I was coming back from Mexico with a piece of dead coral that I found on the beach, and coming through TSA, and all they heard was that I had a piece of coral in my luggage, and they lost their minds. They took me into a special area. They took all of my belongings. Like, they ran everything through. There was a group of people that were off in the corner just whispering and looking at me, like side-eyeing me like I had just like killed a baby whale or something. It was horrible. And they finally, I showed them what I had, and they were like, this is a rock? And I said, yeah, it's a piece of dead coral. And they're like, oh my gosh, we thought it was like a piece of live coral, and that's illegal, and you can't do that. And
Oh my God.
so yeah, it was horrible. I was like, how would I, first of all, bring a piece of live coral home with me in my luggage? Like, it was wrapped in a sock.
All right, Francine, thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Have a good one.
What? D-Tree, you got advice for Kyle?
Yes, I do. I was listening to her story about TSA confiscating her stuff, and I actually had the same thing happen to me. There's actually a website you can go to, and they sell that stuff that you lose, and you could get it for dirt cheap.
Oh, so they like auction off all the stuff?
Yeah.
What is the website?
Get that makeup brush back.
It's like TSAstuff.com or something. I can send it to you guys I'll send it to one of your Instagrams or something.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
But
That's
I've done
pretty
that.
cool.
My friend actually told me about it because I have the same thing happen to me. Brand new stuff just taken.
Wow.
It's so sad. You know what, though? My sister put it into perspective. She's like, at least it wasn't like expensive perfume or something like that, because that could have cost way more.
Right.
But
Because perfume can get expensive.
yeah, it's really expensive.
Well, thank you, D-Tree. Shoot us a DM. I want to know. I want to buy Kyle's brush back and go, here, I got you, kid.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
Just not my
Okay, have a
brush.
good day, guys.
Bye. Kat, thanks for holding. What did TSA take from you?
Well, it wasn't necessarily TSA, but long story short, I was involved in a crime, and of course they take your car into evidence. And in my trunk of my car, I had a first aid kit full of all my sex toys in it.
Oh, my gosh.
And so when I finally get my car out of evidence, I'm like, yes, I'm going to go get my first aid kit. Well, my first aid kit's gone. And I'm like, no, because that's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And so I call my attorney, and then he calls the detective, and he's like, hey, she wants her first aid kit back. And the detective's like, yeah, she can't have that back. I was like, what are you doing with my first aid kit?
Yeah, why would they want that? What was the crime?
I love that that's what you keep in your first aid kit.
It was just, bad times back then, involved with wrong people, So
Okay, but let me ask this. You called in because we were talking about what did TSA take away from you, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure because
I thought I heard you say, like, what did something get confiscated from you? And I thought it was pretty funny because
no, that works. No, that's fantastic. Yeah. I'm glad you called that. I just want to make sure that I was going to question the phone screener.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're like TSA, right?
Yeah, no, that works perfectly.
And what would have been the chances if we said, what sex toys got taken away from you because of a crime?
Or what do you put in your first aid kit other than first aid tools?
Yeah, so we probably would have never gotten to those.
Start a segment.
Yeah. All right, Kat, perfect. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, thank you guys. I love you guys.
Love you too. To wrap this up, I thought this was interesting as heck. These are 6 weird things that can get you flagged by TSA. Arguing or being aggressive. Using too much cologne or perfume. They might think you're trying to mask the smell of drugs, so they'll pull you over. If you're extra chatty with them, they think something's up. It can get you patted down because they might think you're trying to distract them. These guys are trained. Not making eye contact. If you don't make eye contact, it's another sign you're nervous. You have something to hide. How about this? This one I thought was so if you're a TSA agent and you see someone in line and you think they look suspicious and they're yawning a lot, could it be they do morning radio? Oh, no. Yawning a lot. When people are stressed, they tend to want more oxygen, so they start yawning.
Oh my
and if
gosh.
you're yawning, they pull you aside and give you a strip search.
Oh, wow.
And this is your TSA agent. This is the number one thing that'll get you flagged at TSA. If you're being dressed wrong for the weather, like having way too many layers in the summertime, it could mean you're trying to hide something.
What? It's just freezing on the airplane in the airport.
That's true.
I always layer up no matter what.
I think, what if where you're going is cold?
Right. That too.
Then again, I was under the weather, and I took a big, thick jacket with me when I went to Hawaii, and I wore it on the plane, and I take it off, and I roll it up, and I put it underneath my lower back because it feels better.
Oh.
But I never got flagged.
Life hack.
Bring it, TSA. Bring it. Anyway,
You're probably doing all those. You're probably yawning, not making eye contact. There's no way you're being
I'm not being too chatty, though.
You're definitely not being too chatty.
All right, it's John T and Rich.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void were prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+. What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality? High quality and immersive sound? A sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include a lot more people than ourselves. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, we help plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because even though our business is helping guide your finances, our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Nice.
Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you.
Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit sceducationlottery.com.